In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to put a pressure wrap on a horse's limb. Those are the types of bandages we generally use for any wounds, or if there's some swelling or cellulitis or something like that, and we want to put some pressure on it to control that swelling. So generally we're going to start with our dressing pad. So that may be a Telfa, which is a non-stick dressing, or it may be calcium alginate or AMD foam or whatever your veterinarian has prescribed that you put on there. But that's going to be the first layer against the wound. And then we're just going to hold that in place with this little conform roll. So we're going to pretend that this horse has a wound on the back of her leg. So I'm going to come in, put that Telfa layer on first with the shiny side towards the wound or the horse. I'm going to take my conform and just lay that on really nice and easy. No major pressure on this layer as of yet. That's just to hold that dressing in place. I try to overlap as I'm coming up and down the limb about half the width of whatever bandage roll I'm using. As I'm going up and down, that's going to give you nice even pressure without any spots that are going to get sore underneath there. So we'll just keep going until we've used all that conform up. And then our next layer is going to be our layer that allows us to put some pressure on and absorb any discharge. So that's going to be either a sheet cotton or Gamgee or something to the likes of that. These sheet cottons are ones that we just buy in a big sheet of cotton and then roll up to the size that we want. So I'm going to put that on next. And then I'm going to have some brown gauze ready to go as my pressure layer. So with that sheet cotton, just going to lay it on over top the leg and pull just a little bit of tension to get it to lay as flat as possible. And then with my brown gauze, this is our favorite material for creating that nice even pressure layer. It won't shrink back on itself, so it'll just give you nice even pressure all the way up and down. So I'm going to start that at the top. And as I come across the front of the leg, I'm going to pull it snug and then just lay it down as we get across the back. You don't want to pull it snug the entire time or it'll get on there too tight. And then same as that conform layer, I'm just going to overlap it about half the width of the bandage material on the way up and down. So pull snug as I come across, pull snug as I come across, and then we'll work our way back up. Again, overlapping about half the width. So if you wanted lots of pressure on there, you could keep going. I'm going to cut that right there because I don't need much more on this particular bandage. But if you wanted to, you could certainly keep going. So that gives us our majority of our pressure layer. And then our next layer is going to be our vet wrap, which is one of the most brilliant inventions on the planet. So it's got some nice elasticity to it, and it's going to stick to itself and create a really nice outer layer. Same thing, start at the top, stick it to itself, and then similarly to the brown gauze, as I come across the front of the leg, I'm going to pull it snug and then lay it down on the back. Pull it snug, lay it down. Pull it snug, lay it down. And then we're going to work our way back up the leg. Give us a nice, even outer layer. So again, could keep going, use up this whole roll if we needed to. Oh, miss. But we should be good there. So that's our outer layer. And then generally around the top and the bottom, we like to use this light plast, which has a nice sticky coating on the one side and not on the other. So that's a really good way to seal that bandage and keep things from getting down inside there. So I'm going to put one layer around the top, and this one you don't really want any tension on whatsoever. Just lay that on there. This stuff generally tears pretty nicely. And then I would do the same thing at the bottom. Just tuck that cotton up. Do the same thing at the bottom just to seal that up. Stick it to the hair. And voila.